Welcome. My name is Johann Hammer. I am a professional genealogist in Vienna and have been doing genealogical research for several years. In the beginning it was mainly private research about my own family, but since 2014 I offer genealogy as a professional service. Since then I've completed a wide variety of research projects for clients from all over the world. Almost all of my clients have done research in their home countries. Understandably, however, most people who contact me for research in Austria are not informed about the requirements for successful genealogy in Austria. Therefore, I would like to give you a short overview of the most important basics of research in Austria, as well as the differences to genealogy in other countries. I wish you much success for your family research. First of all, I would like to give you a short overview about the Austro-Hungarian Empire. In order to give you an idea of the diversity of Austria-Hungary, I would like to show you an overview of the expansion and population of the former empire. In 1914, Austria-Hungary covered the territories of today's Austria, Hungary, the Czech Republic, Slovakia, Slovenia, Croatia and Bosnia-Herzegovina, as well as parts of today's Romania, Poland, Ukraine, Italy, Montenegro and Serbia. At that time, Austria-Hungary had more than 51 million inhabitants. The diversity was also evident in the languages spoken in the monarchy. In addition to the official languages German and Hungarian, there were also a large number of national languages, for example, Polish, Bohemian, Serbo-Croatian, Slovenian, Romanian, Ruthenian and Italian. Especially for you as descendants of the emigrants from Austria-Hungary, the numbers of emigration are interesting. In the period from 1876 to 1910, almost 4 million residents of the empire emigrated. In 1907 alone, around 500,000 people left their homes. Almost 3 million of these emigrants had America as their destination. About 360,000 chose Argentina as their new home, about 160,000 went to Canada, 64,000 to Brazil, and 4,000 emigrated to Australia. The rest were distributed to other countries. One more little detail. The main ports of departure for the emigrants were Hamburg, Bremerhaven and Trieste. How does genealogy in Austria differ from other countries? If you have already done genealogical research, for example in America, then of course you are familiar with databases such as Ancestry or Family Search. There you have found searchable censuses, population registers, naturalization or immigration records or military records. Unfortunately, these sources are not available to us for research in Austria. And what sources are available in Austria? The most important sources for our research are birth, marriage and death registers. The civil registers have only existed since 1939, and these are kept and stored by the registry offices. Before that, the churches were responsible for registering births, marriages and deaths. Today the church registers are kept in the diocese archives or in the parish offices. Beside these records, there are of course many other sources that are kept, for example, in state archives. Very important are manorial and military records, and of course probate files, land registers, tax records, obituaries, historical newspapers, etc. To be able to start investigations, we need some basic information. We need at least the names and age of your ancestors and their place of birth or origin. You have previously seen the expansion of Austria-Hungary, and since we don't have central population registers or censuses available, we first need to know where your ancestors originally came from. Only then can we begin to evaluate the sources in the respective region and draw up a plan for our research. If you do not know this basic information, you will need to do preparatory work in your country. Here again the most important basic requirements for research in Austria. Names and age of your ancestors, place or region of origin. If you do not have all the information, there is still some important information that could help us narrow down the search. For example, when did your ancestors immigrate? Where did they settle down? What was the mother tongue of your ancestors? What was their religion? Using America as an example, these documents might help you to find the information we need. A declaration of intention, a petition for naturalization, a certificate of naturalization, passenger lists, World War I and World War II draft registration cards, obituaries, etc. Contact the appropriate authorities, such as the National Archives, to collect all necessary data. How does research work in the other countries of the Austrian Empire? Provided that we know from where your ancestors originally came from, the search can also be carried out in other successor states of the Austrian Empire. For this purpose, we have established an international network of professional genealogists. This network enables us to perform research in all countries of the former monarchy. My colleagues live and work in these countries. They speak the national language and have access to all required archives and sources. This allows us to effectively use all available sources. And what can you expect from our research work? Depending on where your ancestors came from, the research is carried out by us or our colleagues in the respective countries. Some research work can already be done online, but for many researchers, archives or offices have to be visited and the search has to be done on-site. According to genealogy standards, you will finally receive a report about the research work and a research journal with all activities carried out, even if the research was not successful. In addition, you will receive digital copies of any documents found, together with an appropriate translation. I hope that I've been able to give you a rough overview of the most important requirements for a successful start for the genealogical research of your family in Austria. Thank you for your attention.